Hello, Print Fam. I'm doing some admin work, so I thought I would hop on, see if anyone wanted to talk or ask questions. Hello, hello. Brenda, welcome. Cool. Pulled up the questions on my computer and it started double playing audio. Welcome everyone. I'm doing some admin work, and it seems like every other Saturday I live stream. So I thought I would pop on and live stream and answer questions. Christian, how are you? So I'm gonna be working, doing some some admin stuff, and I will probably also do some printing. I gotta print a book. Gotta find the artwork for it, and probably a few other things. So feel free to ask your questions away, and we'll go to town. How's everyone doing? Are you guys working like myself, or are you guys just hanging out? Also, can everyone hear me okay? I have the AC on, so I don't know if it's miserable audio or not. Robert, welcome. Robert asked if I was going to live stream, and I ended up live streaming. Okay, good. It's not too annoying with the AC running, because it's currently 85 Fahrenheit, 28.5 Celsius. Steve, welcome. Well, good. I'm glad the audio is doing well. So right now what I'm working on is Fridays are the days that I usually pay Bob, but I was busy yesterday, so I didn't pay Bob. So I'm going to pay Bob today, but I gotta calculate all his commissions. Brenda is hanging grid wall for Nerf guns. I need some grid wall, but for just all my crap, not for toys. So anyway, what I'm doing is I am calculating commissions for Bob, and the way that we do that is I use Monday.com for everything, and I'm gonna plug you guys in while I'm thinking about it, because my phone will probably die. We're not doing the fancy camera setup this week. Anyway, the way that we would calculate all of our jobs in Monday.com, and when we mark a job done, it automatically puts an item in the commission section, and from there we calculate the deal price. So we take, okay, the job was $100, and we take everything, costs associated, to then calculate his commission. So that's what I got to do on one job. In the chat though, it says Roger says he really needs my assistance, and Bo for Bowser says my husband and I really need your help. So ask your questions. Roger saying respond to my email. I'm a little behind on my email because of some work stuff that got in the way this week, so I have not responded to my emails yet, but if you want to ask your question in the chat, I'll do my best to answer it right now. So Bo for Bowser is saying they have the iColor 600, which is the white toner printer that I have, and they can't get it to print. So my question with that is, do you have it connected via USB, or do you have it via network. So let me know. Christian says that he spoke to Dan with just a printer about a cut competition, your Duplo versus his challenge. Yeah, he would kick my butt. Yeah, my Duplo is slow. Like, as an example, I printed 4,000 5x7 postcards this weekend, and Dan probably could have cut them in 10 to 20 minutes with his stack cutter, and it took about 2.5, 3 hours to cut them on the Duplo. The difference is I didn't have to do anything other than load it. So, the pros and cons. Roger is saying his eye color for some reason is not mirroring on the B side. You are likely, Roger, putting it in the wrong queue. So in the eye color rip, let me open it up here. In the eye color rip, you need to put it in the overprint queue. If you do not put it in the overprint queue and have your toner arranged for overprint, then it will not mirror it for garment printing. So let me... Did I yawn already? Oh, I don't even remember yawning. What's up, Stan? If you guys need someone to watch besides myself, go watch Stan. He's got a great YouTube channel. So, the mirroring process, again, make sure you're doing it in the overprint queue because it will reverse it. Don't do it in the CMYK, don't do it in the underprint, do it in the overprint. I'm gonna plug you guys back in here. Menace Man. Yes, Menace Man, I did get your emails. I'm just behind on my email from some work that I had this week. So it was great to have some work, but I'm behind on my emails. So I will get those responded to. So Bo is saying that it's not marrying correctly for the white toner. It's hard for me to, like, give you tips without seeing it. Best thing I would say is record a video, but a lot of things to check is make sure you're doing it for the right time. So it's 120 seconds, the right temperature, 310 degrees Fahrenheit. Make sure it's slow and consistent, and the pressure that I usually use is like a 7 or an 8 for mirroring. Make sure you don't have any bubbles in it. Without video, it's kind of hard to say. For white toner, though, make sure you're in the white toner Facebook groups. People will answer all your questions. You can quickly record videos, post it to Facebook. It's really easy. And I'm trying not to sneeze, so... Oh man, I better yawn. There's a yawn counter number 2, I guess. I don't remember the first yawn, Robert. But Roger, if you want to send me a video, you can send it, just email it to me, ttmakesomething@gmail.com. Again, TT, so time to make something.com. ttmakesomething.com. Also know when you email me, I'm a little behind on my emails. So Bo's asking the print settings. I don't remember. I think it's transparency. but I'll double check what I have mine set to. So I have mine set to the input tray of the multipurpose, the media type transparency, the media weight ultra heavy 1. And then up at the top, I have mine set at the Uninet 2-step standard because that's the paper I use. Perfect design. Thank you. I don't feel like I rock, but I'm glad you think I do. So Christian asked how I would rank the feel of HTV, white toner, dye sub, screen printing. Honestly, I think they all have their place and they all have different feelings. I think a lot of people get really like stuck on that, and it's like, oh, how does it feel? Like, I have a shirt that it's my CN Pilot shirt, and it's got, I'm wearing my Ubiquity shirt right now, but it's got a big, like, huge circle screen printed on the front, and like it feels like screen printing, but to me, like, it's really heavy, it's really thick. It's, to me, kind of the same as what it would be for white toner, but I personally try to avoid big, thick designs on everything. I don't try to do it for screen printing, I don't try to do it for white toner, I don't try to do it for HTV. I have some customers that want that, and I just let them know, that, hey, it's going to make the shirt feel a little bit heavier, and on some types, like sweatshirts and stuff, it doesn't matter. But I do think it's kind of what I've been teaching Bob. Even if we think it looks kind of bad, it's still acceptable. It still looks good. And to the untrained eye, a lot of the time, no one is going to notice anything because it's like the HP latex on some prints. If you look up really close to them, it's like, oh yeah, you can see little speckles where it's combining the dots to make the color. But most people look at it from a distance and it still looks good. So I think sometimes people get a little stuck on the feel. I like it and I don't mind it, and I haven't had any problems with it. And I just don't draw attention to it. Don't make it a big deal to your customers. So Bo's saying that does the heat press make a big deal? The heat press does make a big deal, but it doesn't have to be like a Fusion. It just shouldn't be like a cheap $300 one. I have a $300 heat press, and using it for the application step is not a problem. Using it for the marrying step, I wouldn't do it. The biggest issue with the cheaper heat presses is the heat is just not even. And so if you're doing the peeling process and you're seeing lines and streaks and different things, or it's breaking while you're peeling it, it's because the heat is not even. Yeah, Brenda. So Brenda's saying that if you rip it with the right holes or perforations, it helps with breathability and washing. It does. I don't do any of. You can do lines, you can do holes, you can do like elongated lines, ovals. So you can do that, and it look like you can get it to look really cool. But I just, for what I do, most of my stuff is like, this is the biggest thing I've ever really done solid, is something about this size, so about a palm, and this is still done fine for the customer. I do a lot of text, a lot of logos. This is white toner, went on the front of shirts, still looks good on them. I made this for my buddy. This went on a hat. This also went on a hat. I don't mind doing more solid things when it's going on hats because they're typically not washed as much. This also went on a hat. This is Cameron's podcast, prosaicpodcast.com. What is my feeling? So Perfect Design asks, what is my feeling on Mamaki machines? I don't really have any feelings on them. I have never used them. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. They're just a different type of machine and different technology than what I use. And they wouldn't work for my business right now. I just am not high enough production to be able to do solvent, eco-solvent, UV, or anything of that nature. So Bo is asking how you turn up the white. That is somewhere. I don't know, the white is not like with mine. So this is a black letter. This has already been married, but it's not like, there's not a ton of white behind it. I personally don't feel like you should have to up the white. If it's solid white, then it is, it does as white as it will go with solid white. But let me see if I can look here. I never do it, so I don't remember. Yeah, I'm not sure where you set the white because I don't do that. Because I just have it left at the default. I know one time I made transfers for someone, and that's what the salesperson, like, I made a salesperson asked me if I would make transfers for someone else. And so I made the transfers and sold them to them. And then the salesperson got mad at me because they're like, you should have bumped the white up more on the solid white. But you can't, like, solid white is as solid white as it will go. You can't add more white to solid white. The rip already bumps white areas up to the maximum. So you shouldn't need to adjust the white, at least from my experience. Perfect Design says, so HP or Ricoh, pro or con on them? Perfect Design, are we talking about large format, or are we talking about like production, like my car? If we're talking both, well, I had a Ricoh and I hated it. So I bought the Konica instead. And then for large format, I liked the HP just because I like latex over eco-solvent. A lot of people give it crap, but I haven't had any issues and none of my customers have complained. And like you're saying, for your truck to be a moving billboard, the window perf printed just fine on the HP latex. Bob installed it because it was for his customer and it looks great. So if it were me, I like the setup that I have, the HP large format and the Konica production printer. I wouldn't buy a Ricoh production printer again. I would buy like an HP Indigo, but I don't think my budget could afford it. So you're welcome for answering the questions. And if you guys wouldn't mind giving the video a thumbs up while you're here, I'd really appreciate it. It helps. Who knows what? People say that it helps. So it just makes me feel better. So if you could, hit the thumbs up button. Someone did, so thank you. It went from 2 thumbs up to 3 thumbs ups. Thumbs ups. Whatever. So, 5 thumbs up. Thank you. Perfect design. Thank you for the thumbs up. Got a thumbs up in the chat too. Double thumb. So right now, I need to finish up Bob's commission. But one of the jobs that we did, it was so long ago that I don't remember where we ordered the shirt. So I have to go find the shirts. They were some like high visibility shirts. And I don't remember how many sheets of white toner, so I'm gonna have to see if I still have it in the queue so that I can charge him. So I found his shirts. Perfect. Gotta go put this in Monday. Can't see my calculator. Gotta open the rip again, even though I just closed it for the 3rd time. I like that credit. No, I do not pay Bob with super oversized checks. I actually pay Bob with PayPal. And the reason I pay Bob with PayPal is that if I pay him with a check, then I have to 1099 him and do all of the taxing associated paperwork. But if I pay him with PayPal, then I don't have to. So it helps me avoid paperwork by not paying him with a check. So no, I pay Bob with PayPal. But super oversized check would be funny. Oh, I found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we had 7 designs on one sheet. So how many shirts did we order? 5 shirts. So he only had 1 sheet of white toner. And there are 5 shirts. $56. Billy asks, what speed of internet does the 315 require? The 315 does not require internet at all. You can connect it to the internet, which makes it easier to download the print profiles, but internet is not required. So you could have technically dial-up to download them on your computer, and then you can go from your computer to the HP latex, but you don't have to have internet for the latex. Perfect Design asks if there are places that I recommend to buy the printers from, like my HP. So I purchased my HP from Grimco, but I made a video a few vlogs back that talked about negotiating better prices on equipment. And I would always suggest that you talk to more than one vendor. Grimco is probably the largest in the United States and has the largest reach, but there are like Utah, we have one called Regional Supply that is, I think, in Utah and Arizona. Then you've got Grimco, you've got Montroy, you've got Fellers, and a few others, I'm sure. There's probably some other mom pop distributors as well. But what I did was I pitted them against each other. And so I ended up buying it from Grimco, but I convinced Grimco to give me $500 worth of free media. I convinced them to do free shipping, and so I was able to pit the two companies that I was getting bids from against each other. And I just said, I got a bid from so and so, can you do better? Oh, they can do this, can you do better? So I was able to get a better price. What's up, Christopher? Welcome. Billy, it definitely does not require 1 gig, because I don't have 1 gig connection, or I would be in so much trouble. My internet is not terrible. I think right now I'm on 250 down and like 6 up. So it's not, the upload is what kills me, because I upload a lot of files, but it's still not terrible. That's why, hold on, let me get a drink. That's why for the YouTube videos, we put all the videos in Dropbox. Cam downloads them from Dropbox, edits them, and he directly uploads to YouTube, because he does have a gig connection or thereabouts, and what takes him a few minutes literally takes me hours and hours and hours to upload. So, but yeah, for the latex itself, you can run it without having it connected. You do have to have it on the network, because I don't believe it has USB. So you have to have it on the network to print to it, but the network itself doesn't have to have internet. Alright, I got Bob's commission all figured out. This next one will be a lot better than this one. But something is better than nothing, and it's more than I'm getting. Although today I have been listening to the book Profit First. So I mowed my lawn, which took me like 3.5 hours to mow. And so I got quite a bit into the book, and it's made me realize that what I've been doing over the last few weeks and months to kind of stop the hemorrhaging of the business is the right direction, but I definitely need to go more full force. Do you guys want to hear some secret news? For the live chat people only? I did announce it one other place, but I haven't edited it yet. So, do you guys want to hear some secret news? I'm not going to sing it. I will maybe say it. I might just have to email Create It and tell him, because no one else wants to know the secret news. Okay, perfect design. So 2, 3. So we're at like 25% of the people want to know. 30%. Sing. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. But I guess you say, what can make me feel this way? A new shop talking about a new shop. New shop. Ooh. I can't go that high. We are 90% sure that we're going to build the building in the backyard. Like 90% sure. There's still a few things in the work. So kind of to summarize a really short story or a really long story. I'm running out of space. I'm trying to hemorrhage things, but at the same time I want to refinance. And one of the banks that I bank with is a private credit union. And I talked to my uncle, because I talked to them, and they're like, you have to have a cosigner because you don't have verifiable income. And I said, okay, that sucks. It's horrible. It's like, yes, I've made all my payments. I don't have any debt other than my home, and like things are going okay. And so I convinced my uncle, who's just wealthy. He doesn't have any income either. He's just rich. And he said he'd co-sign with me. So I talked to the bank again, said, hey, my uncle said he'd co-sign. And they're like, well, does he have a job? No, he just has money. Well, he has to have a job. It's like, so it's a private credit union. So I talked to them, and right now they haven't been selling their loans, their refinances and whatnot. They've been just holding them in-house. So the lady that I talked to went and talked to the decision maker and told her my story about I'm self-employed, that we don't have debt, and this, that, and the other. And they came back and said, based off of what you told us, we would not deny refinancing your home. So with that in mind, if everything can go smoothly and correctly, what we'll do during the refinance process, because we'll be taking our rate down almost a percent and a half, depending on when we finally close, we are just going to take the money out that we can to leave our refinance at the same, like leave our monthly payment the same. So depending on where all the numbers lie and what goes on, then we are like 90% sure that we're going to build the shop. We are no longer, if you're on Patreon, I've mentioned the shop a few times, and I had some drawings done. We're no longer going to do a two-story shop. We're just going to do a single-story shop. So it'll just be 1,200 square feet, which that's still a lot. So it'll be 30 by 40. At this point, we're thinking 12-foot ceilings. But yeah, if everything goes as planned with the refinance, we'll pull equity from the house to be able to pay to build the shop. Theoretically, I could do a 3-story based off of the code here, but it would have to be in the center of my yard, which I'm not going to do. And no, we're not pregnant, although my wife does want to have at least one more. My youngest is 14 months, and she's a little bit of a handful, so we got to make it through the handful phase. Plus, my oldest she'll be 10 next year, so I'm looking very forward to that, because then we can leave the kids home with my oldest and actually go on a date, because we haven't been on dates really for a long time because we have 4 kids. So that's my secret news. I'll have space in the house. I don't need to. Yeah, I did tell my wife that if we do end up getting a dog, because she wants one and the kids want one, I don't want one. But I said if we do get one, we must name it Stickers. So if we get a dog, it will be named Stickers. So Pyro Dan says that I should build the shop with a flat roof so I can add a structure later. Um, if I were, I would just rip the existing roof off. The pitch that I would end up doing would probably be like a 2 or a 412 pitch, and I would just rip it off and add to it. I don't think it's worth the stress. Plus, honestly, if I'm getting that big that I need that much room, then I just should have a shop. It's just water, and it's almost empty. I'm drinking today. I'm drinking today because I mowed the lawn, and I'm allergic to like every type of grass in Utah, and we have half an acre, so it took me like 3 hours to mow the lawn, and so now I'm all kind of congested and coughy and my throat hurts, and so water's good for me. Brenda, we do get snow. The snow it depends on the year. We usually get a little bit at the end of October, some in November. It usually dumps in December, January, February, and we usually still have it in March, sometimes April. So we have snow for a good little bit. We have enough snow that I got a snowblower last year. Luckily, my father-in-law upgraded, so he gave me his old one. So it was very nice because my driveway is 4-car width, and it's 40 feet deep. So it's a lot of snow to move with a shovel. Well, since we got about 15 people, I know where some of you are from because you guys tell me every week when we do this, but I know we got California. Where's everyone else hanging out from? I would assume that Pro Dan or Pyro Dan is from the UK, but California again. Credits from California as well. Texas, California. Perfect Designs moving to Texas, Oklahoma. Grace, Idaho, you're close to me. Nice. Seattle, UK. California, Illinois, nice. I was gonna say we don't have, I forgot Brenda, you're from Illinois, but I was gonna say we don't have much from the east, but we got a couple. Israel. Nice. Well, as you probably all know, I'm in Utah. I might be headed to California in the next month or so. Chicago, nice. If I were to go to California, I don't know all the regulations and COVID stuff, but if I were to go to California, would you guys be interested if we did a meetup? So those in Cali, if I end up going, would you want to do a meetup? So it's unanimous. Yes. Okay. So if I end up doing it, then I will keep everyone posted. We'll see if we can do something. Like I said, I don't know the restrictions, and not to get political here, but masks are not required where I live. They are required where I get my paper, but I would say that I'm a rebel, and I don't wear one ever. That's just me. My brother-in-law was kind enough to give me an Applebee's gift card, and so we went to Applebee's yesterday, and it made me laugh a little bit because it's like, please wear a mask while you sit here and wait for your table, but as soon as you get to your table, you can take it off. And it just, to me, it just doesn't make sense because, yeah, I don't want to get political here, but it just doesn't make sense to me. So, pertaining whatever rules and regulations there are in California, I will try to do a meetup if it is that I end up going. Scott says, if your cutter died today and you had to buy a new one, what brand, what size? Are you talking about my Duplo or my Suma? Also, to talk about masks again, I also don't get face shields, because if the point is to not breathe other people's air, how does a face shield help at all? Because face shields are for splatter. So if I sneezed on you, then I can understand how a face shield would help. But just breathing, I don't get it. So Scott is asking about my vinyl cutter. If it died today and I had to buy a new one, what brand, what size? That is a tricky question. I really like the automation of this. This is the HP 54. Perfect design. Have a good one. This is the HP 54 cutter, which is a Suma D. It's the exact same thing as a Suma D. It's a Suma, like, even the firmware on my computer is Suma D. I like the barcode integration. Graphtec has a new one called the 9000 that has barcodes, but I'm not sure how the barcode works. And so with the new Graphtec, Robert's saying the FC 9000, that's the one I'm talking about. I haven't done research because I don't need to understand from kind of my 30-second looking, it's kind of the same. It prints a barcode on both sides of the job. You can load it either which way. It knows to flip it if you load it backwards or upside down or whatever. If it worked the exact same as the Suma, I'd go with the Graphtec, because the Graphtec does a better job of perfing and the blades are cheaper. It's not significant price-wise for the blades, but if you cut a lot and you buy a lot of blades, it's a lot easier to buy Graphtec blades than it is to buy Suma blades. So I like the automation of the Suma. If the Graphtec matches that, then I would buy the Graphtec. I personally would buy the 54 just because it matches up with my 54-inch latex. If I was thinking about upgrading, then I would maybe get one if I was thinking about upgrading to a bigger latex, then I might get the bigger cutter. So Christopher is right. If you're eating, then COVID stays away from you. So yes, created as saying that, so I bought the print and cut, and the print and cut is the HP print and cut, so it only works with HP stuff. I actually do have a license for the full-fledged print and cut, so I wouldn't have to do anything different. But if you do have the print and cut and you switch to a different brand, you would have to pay, I think it's like $1,500 to upgrade Flexi so that you could run a different cutter, a different brand. If you put in another HP, then you could. That's also true if you wanted to add another printer, or if you wanted to add another cutter on top of your existing infrastructure. You'd have to buy it. And Create says it's only $500. So I stole mine in a good way. Now I feel like I should tell you. I got the full version from the son of a guy that's in my neighborhood because he works for SAI and he said I should try it out, so he gave me a license. Hi Bob, I got your text. I will answer your question here. You didn't get paid out for that job because I didn't know it was paid, so I will fix it and pay you. It is lame. Did you text me and tell me that they paid? Because I don't remember a text. I love you, Bob. My bad. I'm sorry. I don't remember. Robert, not Bob, Robert, you're right. I am lucky that I got it for free. And I hope that someday I'll use it. But I'm glad that right now I don't have to. But that it's going to good use. Cherish says hello. Bob, you should fire him. What? You're supposed to be on my side, Pyro Dan. Bob wants to print perf vinyl for himself. Now I have to... Bob, you missed the first part of the live stream. I told people I was working on your commission, and I didn't pay it out yesterday because I was busy, and I was not sure on the Madison job of the shirt costs. But I did that and then I paid you, but apparently I screwed up. I don't remember this customer paying, and I don't remember your text, Bob. So I guess I'm fired. Funny story though, I fired Bob. Was it Thursday that I fired you, Bob? I think I fired Bob on Thursday. Or maybe it was Wednesday. Yep, it was Thursday. I fired him. And then he was like, good, you can do all this work by yourself. See ya. And I was like, you're rehired. It's true. I did give Bob a raise, sort of. I did give Robert a raise, Bob. Does it count as a raise, Bob? Okay, Bob says it does count as a raise. So I gave Bob a raise. I'm such a good person. I like that idea, Pyro Dad. Every fifth time he gets fired, everyone gets ice cream. It would be Italian ice, but that's close enough. Oh no. Bob is right. The customer paid on the 24th and I didn't know it. I'd go check my phone, but I'm using it. I should have paid Bob for this already. Yep, I'm a horrible person. Bob does get the Employee of the Month sticker. Although this transaction is weird. Something is messed up. Either that or I told them the wrong amount. I told them the wrong amount by 1 penny. Stupid rounding. Does anyone else have that issue with their QuickBooks, that it rounds weird? Bob, I'm sorry I didn't pay this. I should have paid it last week. Fired. But thank you for bringing it to my attention. Because I would have just, like, kept emailing him, being like, where's our money? I will bring you a giant check when I come to California. Sponsored. Now I gotta log into PayPal again to pay Bob again. I will make the check for $1 million. But not dollars, just dollars. Does everyone have any other questions? Nathan, are you in California? It looks like I'm gonna need to go to Texas and California to do meetups, because it seems like that's the two biggest gatherings of the live streamers. I guess you can all go if you want. Robert is saying, since I recently got my HP latex, do I need to save the boxes for the print heads and inks? No. Just chuck them. I feel kind of creepy sometimes. So, I have 2 garbage cans. And we don't do recycling in my city, so everything goes in the garbage can. And I usually remember to do the garbage. They pick up Friday morning, and I usually remember like 2 or 3 in the morning. Someone's texting me to tell me they're here to pick up their cards when I messaged them and said they're on the front porch. I even sent them a picture. Oh, she's getting out of her car. Moseying up to the porch. Slowly going up the stairs. Oh, she found him. She's got them. Oh, she's looking at her phone. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, anyway, 2 garbage cans. And I run a print shop, and last week I did 8,000 postcards, and I had a lot of garbage. So at like 2 in the morning, I was walking up and down the street to all my neighbors' garbage cans and putting stuff in them. I would walk up, oh, is there room in here? Yep, and then put more stuff in it. And then walk to the next one, oh, there's room in this one too, and put more stuff in it. So I'm like the creepy dude that walks down the street in the middle of the night filling up garbage cans. Robert knows the pain I go through. There is so much crap in the print shop. I have to get rid of anything I can. I had to get rid of, the biggest thing was I had 7 of the Kelly paper boxes because I printed 8,000 postcards, and so I needed to get rid of all those boxes. So that's what I spent my time doing at like 2 in the morning. Bob, you should be in notification. Pyro Dan, I'm not sure a wood burner would be a good idea with the inks and stuff on it. I don't know. Definitely could make some fire. We don't want to ask this customer questions. They're still sitting in my front. They're still there. Oh, Bob just got on the live stream to tell me he didn't make money and now he's leaving. What the heck, Bob? What are you having for dinner, Bob? Oh, they just left. I don't have two-way audio on my cameras. Oh, Bob. That sounds delicious. Mmm. Do I ever find anything interesting? No, not really. My neighbors are kind of boring. Although, the one right next door, I think that they buy a lot of furniture. Because there's always furniture boxes from, like, IKEA. Bob, you know I don't shop at Smith's. For the rest of the country, Kroger. I don't shop there. Although, what sounds good to me tonight is sushi. But I'm po, so I can't buy sushi. But that sounds delicious to me, to be honest with you. I could go for some sushi. There's a place that me and Bob have been to, not for some time, called Tony's Sushi. And it's all you can eat sushi, and it is good. Bye, Bob. I did think about filming myself while I was doing my garbage drop this week. Because, was it? No, it was Friday's video that I didn't even have any time lapses. And I ended up getting an Etsy order. And so I was like, oh, I better film this. Only one of my neighbors have cameras. And I know where they are. And I avoid them. The problem is I'm also like the IT guy of the neighborhood, so people ask me all sorts of questions. And my next door neighbor, this direction, they have cameras, but they only put one of them up. And they bought a crappy security camera system from Costco. Don't buy Costco security systems. But it just makes me laugh. Mimi, why did you retract your message? Yeah, Sam's is no good either. Although, speaking of like garbage cans and stuff, my neighbor across the street, he's always the one I go to first. Because it's just two old people that live there. Well, oldest relative. They're probably only in like their 65. They're probably not that old, but it's only two people. So I always go to their garbage cans first. Ryan asked what security brand that I recommend. The ones I actually on my tech channel, which I will link you to it. I did a review on a bunch of different ones, and the ones that I reviewed, I actually said in my review I was going with a different brand, but I ended up going with a different brand than what I said I thought I was going to go with. I ended up going with Reolink, and so I have a bunch of videos about it on my tech channel, so I'll link them. And we are... Someone's coming. Yeah.
Done?
No. I'm not on the live stream. You can close the door. Just move the cord so it's not in the edge. Move it in the middle. This is me installing one of the cameras. Let's find another one. The someone was my wife. She came to ask if I was still live streaming. She wanted to vacuum, and so she didn't want to turn it on if I was still live streaming, so she closed the door. Okay, so this last link is 4 different cameras. But I did a test while I lived at my grandpa's while we were building this house. So you can actually, if you go to that channel, you can see, like, you can see what my office looked like before it was even framed, and I gave like a mini tour of the house. So that was 3 years ago. So if you want to go check those out. Yeah. Mimi asked how long I've been in business. I have officially been registered as a business since December of 2009. Before that, I had been doing stuff not as a business, and I probably started around 2006, 2007, because I was doing computer stuff, and then I decided to do more printing stuff, and it was a couple years after I graduated high school, and I graduated high school in 2005. So I am 33 years old. If anyone cares to know or doesn't care to know, too bad. I told you, and I'm 33. Graduated in 05. I'm sure some of you are older, and I'm sure some of you are younger. My dream job. Thanks, Victor. I think my dream job would be a consultant. And I think it would be fun to go into businesses, learn what they are doing, and advise them on what they could do different to streamline the process. Or like change it in a way for better. Just because I'm knowledgeable in marketing, I'm knowledgeable in sales, I'm knowledgeable in IT, so that's probably what I would do. I think in a way that's what the YouTube channel is I'm consulting in a way by advising what I'm doing and what not to do because I did it wrong. So, yeah, I think it's a fair assessment. So, I'm trying to build my dream. Mimi says they yawn right along with me, so I yawn with myself too. When I'm putting the videos together, I start to yawn. I think it's fun. I yawn all the time for no good reason. I don't know where I put my water bottle. Found it. I guess that's technically what I'm doing right now, letting you guys ask questions and me answer them. I hope it's helpful. I hope it's not just me. What do I charge for a 3x2 yard sign? I don't usually do 3x2, but I'll do some math. I will pull up my awesome pricing calculator that you can get by being a patron. And if you can't afford to be a patron, send me an email and I'll just send you a link anyway. Because I know how it feels to be broke. Just one sign, Nathan? Just one? One-sided or two-sided? Well, according to my math, I would want to charge them $74.70 a piece if I was doing 5 3x6 signs. That's, and you said it's for a realtor. That's honestly the average price. They typically use polystyrene though. I think it's just called styrene. Let me get some. Typically for real estate signs, they use this stuff, not cork last. And I call it the wubba wubba because it goes like this. So this is 24 by 24, but you're correct. Usually real estate are 24 by 36, and I would probably charge $75 a piece for them. But I would do them on this stuff. For created as standard yard signs, typically if it's just like a onesie twosie, I'm like 25 for just a 18 by 24 yard sign. If it's two-sided, then usually 30. And then I include the H-stake. Someone asked where I get my H-stakes from. I usually buy those from Grimco, and I buy them 100 at a time so that I can get them for like 60 cents each. The price keeps going up. Like 3.5, 4 months ago, they were only like 40 something cents a piece, and now they're 60 something cents a piece. So, Nathan, yes, I would include the backing in that 75 bucks. But usually when you're doing these real estate signs, because you've got the grommet things so that they can do the sign writers, you've got the grommet thing here so that it can attach to the post so it doesn't move in the wind. Usually the design is inside the grommet line, so it's not actually a full coverage thing. So, yeah, 75 bucks. You can buy these usually from sign suppliers. Like Grimco will do it. You can ask them to cut them down to size. So that's what I would do. Especially if you're buying 5. But created to answer your question even more for the standard signs, yes, I'm usually 25 for a single-sided, 30 for a double-sided, but then like I'm doing a 100-piece order right now, and I'm charging them, I think it was 6. I charge them $6.75 a piece, plus $1 for the steak. And I outsourced them. I'm not doing them. I think I'm paying with shipping and the steaks, because I ended up just buying the steaks from the person I'm buying. No, I didn't. I bought the steaks from Grimco. I haven't bought them yet. I was gonna buy them from somewhere else. I ended up buying them from Fire or something, and with shipping, I paid $4.30 a piece for them. The brass, the masks I'm using to print are next level. No one I've sold them to is complaining that they're shrinking. But you're right, I don't wear them. I have worn them once or twice, but I've never washed it. Yeah, I use the next level ones. You can get them from SS or SLC, or anyone that carries next level, really. So Nathan, you're saying that you don't print them? You should still be able to outsource them, especially if you're doing 5. You should still be able to find someone to outsource them to, and hit that price point, even on styrene. Because I don't print directly on styrene. I do the HP latex and then apply it to the styrene. Or there's a company here locally that I'll use to do direct printing. But I usually don't use them unless I have a couple of projects, because their minimum is $75. So if I do one sign, it's $75, versus if I do like 3 signs, it's still $75. Yeah. I like Pyrodan. Tell them their face is getting bigger. It probably is, because they're stuck in quarantine and they're eating too much. Oh, that would be... I don't think I could wear one if I had to wear one at work. Like, ugh. Especially with my beard. Like, it just... That's like the biggest reason why I won't wear one. it's, yeah, no. We have a central vac. It's a beam. We got it used for $100, and it is mounted on the wall in the garage, because my shop was never intended to be in the garage. So it's a beam central vac. Eric asks what kind of paper. Oh yeah, sneezing would be the worst. In a mask, whoa. Man, could you imagine if you like snotted a little bit? That'd be horrible. Masks are reversible, right? Sorry. um, so Eric asked what kind of paper I use for the business cards. I use 130-pound glossy or silk cover from Kelly Paper. I used to use Cardinal paper, which is now like West Rock or something. Tango? Tango, is that what it's called? I used to use Tango paper. Tango? Yes, I used to use Tango. But the Kelly paper is cheaper, and I felt like it was kind of the same. So it saves me about $30 a case to buy Kelly over Tango, which is 4 cents per sheet of paper. So makes a difference. But yeah, that's what I use. It's true. You probably could still tell if I was yawning. I don't even know if I have any masks. I do have some masks I have to decorate on Monday. By raise of thumbs, because you should all have hit the thumbs up button, who is working on Monday? Because I am. I didn't even realize it was a holiday until Robert told me. Yes, the Konica will handle 130 pound. My Konica is rated for up to 130 GSM. which 130 pound is. My conical will do 350. I can't remember. My conical will do 350 GSM, which 130 pound is 350 GSM. So Nathan is working Monday. I'm working Monday. Bob has a mailer job that we thought was going to go to the post office on Monday, but they're closed. KLP says they're always working hard. I personally would say I'm always working, but hard, no. I probably very rarely work hard. I guess hard is relative. You can thumb down in the chat if you're working Monday, but don't thumb down the video. That's no fun that you've got to do dialysis, Eric. That's never a fun process. Ooh. Ryan says he was going to work in the yard, but it's nearly 1:15. So you're either in California or Arizona, because that is horrible. I mowed the lawn today. It's 96 here. Or at least it's 96 right now. It's hard enough for me when it's 80 degrees. I could not live in Arizona or California. Although I would like a pool, and everyone there seems to have one. Sounds like I need to go to Illinois, because that would be much better temperature. Alright, a bit of a random question, but in the chat, what is your favorite candy? Mine typically is anything chocolate and peanut butter. So like peanut butter M&Ms, Reese's. I like Reese's eggs, like the Easter candy, better than Reese's peanut butter cups. Nathan said, is there an option for us to see the chat? Does the chat not show when the video replays? Ryan says Buckeyes. I'll see if there's just a setting for the replay. There probably is. Ryan says Buckeyes. Is Buckeyes candy? Because I don't know what that means. I think it's a sports team. Buckeyes is a candy. I've never heard of it. What is it? Buckeyes is a confection made from peanut butter fudge, partially. Why have I never heard of this before? What? Where do I buy these? What? I've never heard of this before. My life has changed forever. Beef jerky counts as candy. Beef jerky is delicious. My favorite is teriyaki beef jerky. So Buckeyes, can you buy Buckeyes or are they only homemade? See, Chris, I'm not a Reese's Pieces fan because the ratio of peanut butter to chocolate is not correct. I do like Chex Mix, like the homemade stuff, the peanut butter with chocolate and Chex. That's good. Take Fives with pretzel in the middle. That's good too. I probably shouldn't say this, but I can't eat Swedish Fish because they give me gas, and that's not good. But I do like Swedish Fish. But Brenda, do you like Mike's better or do you like Ike's better? Because Mike and Ike's, they're different. Do you like Mike's or do you like Ike's? Frank is asking, are Latinas generally attractive? Which has nothing to do with what we're talking about. So I'm not going to answer the question, but I think it's very random. Alright. Let's see here. Michael was saying that he uses my Amazon affiliate link all the time, which I greatly appreciate. So we're going to get on Amazon right now to see if you can buy Buckeyes. Buckeyes candy. You can buy Buckeyes candy. Mini peanut butter Buckeyes. I'm gonna have to save my pennies so I can try it. I do appreciate everyone that does use my affiliate link. I used it this month to buy diapers for my 1-year-old, so thank you for everyone who has used it. Greatly appreciated. Eric asks, as I've done applique with the embroidery machine. I have not. I've watched a few videos on it, but I probably don't do as much as I should with my embroidery machine. And I announced that I was getting rid of my embroidery machine somewhere. I don't remember if it was on the podcast I do with Derek, or on the channel, or both. But I have a new announcement. Do you guys want to hear that secret announcement? Since we already shared another secret. Some of you are like, there was a secret? Because you weren't on here before. You guys want to hear another secret? I don't know if I have another song that could go with it. Michael wants to know the first secret. The first secret, Michael, is that I'm 90% sure, 90% sure, hold on. I'm 90% I was going through a tunnel. Did it come through clear? Michael, the first secret is that I'm 90% sure that I'm building a shop in the backyard for the print shop. Funny story though, speaking of the noise, my grandpa, when he was alive, he had hearing aids, and I was a punk. I was a little punk kid, and so when I'd be talking to Grandpa, I would be like, we played a lot of games, or he liked to watch Western movies, or we would go work out in his shop, and so I'd be talking to him and say, "Grandpa, how do you do this?" So then he'd sit there and try to adjust his hearing aid, and I'd start talking again, and then keep talking, trying to figure out what's going on, or ask him more questions. So he'd adjust his hearing aid again. I was a punk. But it was funny. So if you have any people with hearing aids in your life, that's a good way to tease them. But the second one. Okay. So once upon a time, there was a machine named Bach. And Bach had so much potential. But Bach was being abused. And he was being mistreated. And it was just so sad. So one day, Bach's friend decided that Bach needed a better life. So he made plans for Bach to go away. He made plans and did things that would be good. They would be good things for Bach, but it would still be a separation of Bach from his family. And it's just so hard. So hard. So Bach's friend talked to another friend, and instead of Bach going so far away, Bach's just going in the house. And he's, instead of being banished to the garage, Bach's gonna live in the house. And Bach is gonna be run by a new person who's more skilled in sewing and the things that Bach needs to just be well taken care of. So to summarize my once upon a time, Bach is gonna go live in the house and my wife is gonna run him. And I'm gonna save up my pennies to buy the magnetic hoop system. I think it's called Mighty Hoops, so that you have the thing to do better placement for the left chests and whatnot. So I'm gonna save my pennies so that we can get that. But in the meantime, Bach's gonna go live in the house and my wife is going to run Bach. So we're keeping Bach. Bach is staying here, just not here. So I'm not sure. I'm gonna let my wife have free reign with Bach, and she's gonna be able to do whatever she wants. But we're gonna get a few more. I'm gonna save my money to buy the hooping stuff to do polos and stuff better. But she will run them. So creative. I don't think I could ever send Bach to California. Some people in California they would treat Bach different. Bach can't even hear. And I just think, plus it's really hot there. And Bach's lived in Utah his whole life. I just don't think he could handle it. Bach is a 15 needle. In case anyone doesn't know, we call my embroidery machine Bach because one time when I was recording, I was saying, "It's Bach there," when I meant to say back there, and so Cam started putting a little picture of Bach on the embroidery machine. He doesn't always do it now, but he does it occasionally. He also brought back a little mini dancing man. Did you guys notice that in the videos? I asked him if he'd bring him back. So he brought back the little dancer dude. Apparently it's some meme or something, and I don't know. And he was in the earlier videos, and I was sad that Cam stopped doing it, but he said someone commented that they didn't like it, and I was like, I don't care. Like, these are for us. Put him back. I like him. There's no yawn counter today because I'm just doing this from my phone instead of from my computer setup like I did 2 weeks ago. But there should be, and I better yawn right now. I think we're up to like 10 or something. Apparently I yawned once and Robert called me out on it. Yeah, has anyone that's on the live stream been watching since Bob used to have his face covered? Who has been here since Bob had his face covered? Anyone? Bueller? If I put you right here, it might look like I'm looking at you, but I'm really looking at the comments. Pyro Dan has been watching since then. Yep, Bob used to have a yellow smiley face on him. It just got too much work for Cam. That's why we stopped. We don't have Cam uses not the greatest of editing software. It's called like AVI something. But it works, and we like it, and it gets the job done, and that's what matters. Just like I'm yawning all the time, or just like I'm using my phone, because it's easy and it's what gets the content done. I thought I'd drink water because last time I asked what everyone's favorite drink was, and like 90+% of you were like, water. So, Created is asking how long everyone's been watching. I personally have been watching pre-daily vlog. So, I've watched every single one multiple times from the beginning. So, I'm an OGer. I think that's the right. Cam teaches me all the new slang stuff. So, it's true. That is why Bob stopped getting his face covered, was because Cam didn't, like, the software he uses doesn't have tracking, and so he had to do like frame by frame if Bob was moving a lot. So that's why we stopped covering his face. We originally did it because we thought it was funny. Alright, I do have a serious question, and I've been contemplating it for some time. Would you guys be upset if I stopped daily vlogging? And I did not daily, but I just did like a few a week. What would your thoughts be? Create it. I'm not handy, although I did do some electrical today. So, Brenda says, not if it helps you. Grace says, what would I do on the off days? So, here's why I'm thinking it. So, Friday's vlog. If you notice the title of it, it was like not worth watching. Because I honestly, based off of what I recorded, and I record these and then put them in Dropbox and Cam edits them, and I don't always like go back and watch what I did for them. Like I usually don't. I just all right, here's the footage I recorded today. I hope it's consistent, or I hope it makes sense. And I think it's been pretty good. Like, it's been pretty flowy. But like Friday's video, it was like not worth watching. Is the title or the thumbnail, and I just, it's not that I don't want to make the content, but like part of me, I also look at the numbers, because for me to do it, I need to make some sort of money from it, because it takes time. And right now I'm not paying Cam anything other than I give him a gift card to Amazon every once in a while, like once a month basically. And so I want to get it to a point that I can actually give Cam money, and that it can help me and help my family. And I appreciate everyone that supports and watches, because in essence every view I get makes me a penny, is what kind of the math runs out to be. But like on Friday, it was like, did someone learn something? I don't know, but I feel like unless there's like a key phrase to, like, unless it's about white toner, or unless it's about this thing or that topic, then there are some of you that are, especially you here on the stream, which is why I'm asking you guys, that you guys watch every one of them, regardless of what the subject, like regardless of what the topic or the title or thumbnail, you watch all of them, and I appreciate that. But if not everyone watches, then it's like, was it worth making that video? Would it be better to create a list of 50 videos and kind of like, I don't know, does that make sense what I'm even asking? Like, sometimes I wish this could be like a hangout rather than just me talking one-sided. But that's like, I was discouraged releasing Friday's video, because I was just like I put in the thumbnail, not worth watching. I even have a face kind of like this one. So I'd love to know your thoughts. Like, I enjoy making the content, and frankly at this point it's like just part of my life, I feel like, because I literally do it almost every day. So I would love your feedback. So Michael says 2 or 3 a week. Created says he'll take over. He also says the first video should be Welcome Home Bach. Like, for me, I like having the daily video, because it's what I want to watch. And so that's why I do daily, because like the people that I watch release once a week, once a month. And it's like, I want more content to consume around what I'm doing. And but at the same time, my feeling Friday was like, yeah, I did some work, but there was no like standout piece of wisdom. Like, there was no, at least in my mind, and I guess that's what's hard. So Pyro Dan says he thinks that my vlogs contain way too much time lapse. I guess, like, what would you guys change? Like, what would, based off of you watching my videos all the time, what would you suggest that I do different? Because I used to do no time lapse, like I didn't show anything. I would just say I did this and I did that. And if you go watch like the first 50 vlogs, that's I did this and here I did that, and I never showed anything. And I started to get more comfortable and realize, okay, I will show things and talk more about it. So what would you change? Dance during the time lapse. I don't think you would enjoy my dancing. So you would leave the time lapse, but you would make them shorter. Well, like Pyro Dan, that's why I do the chapters, so that you can quickly jump around or see and slide to wherever. But I guess part of the reason why I do time lapse instead of talking about what I'm doing is I feel like I've covered it before, or like I feel like it's repetitive, because while I do a lot of different things, I tend to do them. Well, and to kind of cover your point, Pyro Dan, that you're not complaining, but just wondering if it's affecting the retention. Honestly, I don't care. I care about the numbers, because numbers means growth. Growth means money, and not that I am like wholeheartedly focused on the money, but the money helps me do what I do, and I hope to get to the point that I can pay Cam and buy him the software that he wants and buy him a computer. And right now, because of the financial situation of everything else, and yes, I hope that it will help me personally, financially and whatnot. But that's not I guess the goal. The goal is not for it to replace my print business and become my full-time job, but like it is a bit deflating, I guess, because I do look at the numbers, and when I see a video did poorly, because it's like Friday's video has 50 less views than the next video that was worse than it out of the last 10. So, but it got over 200 views. So it's not like it's a little number. I don't know. I think part of it's just mental for me. And like before I hit 1,000 subscribers, that's all I cared about, was getting to 1,000 subscribers, and I don't care as much now or what's necessarily going on. I care because I want to make content that's impactful and that makes a difference in someone's life, and that's really why I like doing it, is because I wish I had someone like me that I could have asked questions to, or that I could watch and grow from, because I think I would be in a lot different position if I would have had the opportunity. I also like that you guys help me, and that I learn from you guys and learn new ways to do things and how stuff works, and it's stuff that I never would have learned otherwise. So for me, it's trying to not care about the numbers, but caring enough about the numbers that it makes it worth doing. I don't know if that even makes sense. Yeah, like, that's the other thing, like, doing the videos on the website, would that be satisfactory enough to just do that, like, and have no other content in it? Like, would some people be upset because it's so different than everything else? I don't know. It is true that just weeks ago I was trying to reach 1,000, and now I'm over 1,600. I do look at those numbers, and it's crazy that forever I was getting one person every few days that would subscribe, and now it's between 5 and 20 people that subscribe every day, which is nuts. When you think about it, that's a lot of people. There's 22 of you guys watching this right now, and I'm just sitting here talking away. So, with regards to building my wedding announcement channel, or my wedding announcement website, the reason why I haven't started it yet is I still can't come up with a decent name. Because I want it to be simple, and I want it to be short, and I don't want it to say announcement because I feel like people spell it wrong. But I want it to be clear, but I don't want to do the same thing I did with, like, business cards only, where I feel like I niched it down so far. Because businesscardsonly.com, it's just tiny. Like, it's business cards only. Granted, there's a lot of business card products, but if I do build the shop, I will do lots of videos. And honestly, like, part of the reason why I'm willing to build the shop is I think it would create a lot of growth. I do like invites for you. Wonder if that one's available. Probably not. Taken. Invitesforyou.com. So yeah, I do plan on doing the content about the website, but again, it's hard to make the content about the website without a domain, and I can't decide. I tried to do this once before, a wedding announcement specific website, and See if that domain is still available. It is available. I let it go finally. I have a domain problem myself, and I have way too many domains. But I don't like that name either. One, because it's too similar to a competition. Time to marry something. Yeah. That would only work in California. Time to marry someone. I don't know. But I also, like, it's hard. I know how to make the site. It's just the domain. Just a little part. In Texas. Yeah, Texas will let you do anything. It's a great state. Time to marry someone, like, I understand that's not serious. It is definitely hard to find domains. Like, there are so many domain squatters. They wouldn't do it if people wouldn't keep paying them for it, which is the hard thing. Oh man. I posted it on my Facebook profile asking people, and one of my buddies, he said you should do fittyfitty.com because his response was it's a 50% chance whether you stay married or not. So fitty. It's true. I do think if the initial registration fee went up to a lot higher, a lot less people would just buy them to buy them. It's true. Wonder how many domains I have. Let's pull it up. Fourteen, 15, 16, 17, 18. I have 18 domains. Do any of you guys have me beat? Does anyone have more than 18? Or is everyone counting their domains now? Pirate Dan, that's a lot. I probably used to have a lot more. I just let 3 expire in August. And I was like, I'm never going to do anything with them. I don't buy my domains to squat on them. I buy my domains because it's like, oh, I'm going to do something. And then... Brenda's didn't take long. She has one. My intent is always good. It's meant to be good. I do have one that I am kind of squatting. And I've had it for a long time. And it's just such a good name. And I've tried to do things with it a few times. There's a superhero vinyl. I don't see anyone behind me. There's a chair. Anyway, but most of them have something on them. Oh, one of them was probably my son. He usually dresses up as like Captain America, or he was a penguin earlier today. So our kitchen is still not put back together from our flood in March or whenever it was, and I have I was trying to wire the island back up so that we could have power in the island, and it was really funny because I was downstairs. I was kind of grumpy because I had just finished mowing the lawn, and my wife was like, "Well, go do this before you shower because you're already stinky," and I didn't want to. But I did it, and he came down, and he was in this penguin costume. It's like, "Dad, do you need any help?" It's cute. My children love to dress up. Yeah, you should not have let go of that 3-letter domain, Eric. I knew someone that owned Max.com, M-A-X, and they got a letter from a company called Max, and they said, "This is our domain, you must give it to us." And they did, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Stupid. Yeah, the one that I'm squatting the most is called VG Critic. It stands for Video Game Critic. I had an offer from someone to buy it for $500 once, and most of the website doesn't even work. It had a YouTube channel that went along with it. Cam actually was part of it, but good times. Well, unless anyone else has any other questions, I think I'm going to call it a live stream. It's been 2 hours, so it's been lots of fun. At least for now, I'm not stopping the daily vlog because we still got 2 weeks worth of content. But I do appreciate everyone's feedback related to it. That's funny. They could play. Like, I own my domain name. I own my name as a domain. My uncle, the wealthy one, the reason he's wealthy is because he had a website that he sold, and related to the website, he owned like 30 something domains, and they were all like the domain .com, .net, .org, .cc, because there weren't as many back then. But he kept buying them because he didn't want someone else to get something that was close to his domain, and then he ended up selling his website for like $1 million, so it was worth it. But all right, Ryan is giving me a Buckeyes recipe: 3 pounds of powdered sugar, 2 pounds of peanut butter, 1 pound butter, mix well, dip refrigerator balls in melted chocolate. All right, I'll try it. It sounds delicious. Thanks, Create It. I appreciate the love. Love you guys too. Appreciate the feedback. Like I said, for now, we still got 2 weeks worth of content in the queue. It'll probably continue. If you guys have any video ideas, I'd appreciate it. If you think of some brilliant domain for the wedding announcement website, let me know. And thank you for watching. If you have any questions about what I do, why I do it, how I do it, etc., leave those questions down in the comments. Thank you, Cam, for not even being here. I'll see you tomorrow. He's having a birthday party tomorrow and invited me. So I'm gonna go buy him a case of Red Bull because he likes the sugar-free Red Bull. So I'm gonna go buy him a case of Red Bull and take it there. Thank you for watching. If you guys want to support the channel, you can use the links down below. Everyone, have a good weekend. I'll stay on for like 20 more, 30 more seconds and answer any final questions. If not, I'm just gonna end it. That would be funny. It is Halloween time, so I could probably get him one. I should just buy him some wings. That's what I should do. Okay. Thanks everyone for being here. I'm gonna end it at 1:28. So 10 more seconds. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Thanks for watching. Bye, Print Fam. Oh, Nathan has a question now. The design builder. I can shoot you a link. You're talking about the one that's on businesscardsonly.com, right? Okay, let me know if the link came, because sometimes the links weren't coming through on the last one. It is an affiliate link. If you do buy something, I do make a commission. Okay, so it's from Code Canyon. I really like it. It works out really well. You can set different sizes, different shapes. You can use it for anything from cards to shirts to mugs to like really anything. So, and it's relatively affordable. I think it's like 50 bucks. It's 50 bucks. So. Okay. Any more questions? Yep, it comes with fonts, and you can also pull in Google fonts, and you can also load in custom fonts. Okay. It will output as PDF or flat image or some other settings. I have mine output as PDF. Or as some would say, PDF. Just like some say GIF and some say GIF. And some say tomato and some say tomato. Some says mayonnaise and some say man-days. Some say potato. Some say cayenne. Some say cyan. That was a good one. Some say potato. Some say potato. I do think that it would do a file that would be easy to print and cut, because it will also do SVG, and it's all vector-based stuff, which is why I got this one, because it was supposed to be really easy to just directly put into my printer. Printers. Did you guys ever notice that I do this with my glasses when I tip them up? I do it because they squeeze my head and it hurts. And so then Brenda, do you want to hear a secret? The only television I have is the one I use for my monitor. We don't have a TV. We're weird. We have no TV. We homeschool. We did it before it was cool. And I work from home. I don't know a song to sing. I got one. Good night. Good night, until we meet again. Adios, au revoir, avidas until then. And though it's always sweet sorrow to part, you know you'll always remain in my heart. Good night. Sleep tight and pleasant dreams to you. Here's a wish and a prayer that every dream comes true. And now, till we meet again, adios, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen, good night.